Yo, hope you're having a smooth morning so far. Still waking up? No worries, take your time.
Okay.
Anything on your mind today, or just kind of
Another
seeing where the morning takes us?
another thing that I forget, my mic was muted, so I think my whole introduction was muted. Okay, so everyone, we do the introduction again. So assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Hondir Primary. I am the responsible me, and welcome back to my another amazing interview. So today I'm going to do another amazing interview with Miles again on the topic of embrace growth over failure. So, what do you think about this, man?
Gotcha. Seems like a bit of a bumpy start there. Haha. No sweat though. Happens to the best of us. Embrace growth over failure. Hmm. I like that a lot. It's kind of a reframing. Failure gets a bad rap, but there's really just data, like information telling you what doesn't work. Growth is the whole point, right? It's less about avoiding the stumble and more about what you do after you trip. What sparked you to want to dig into this one specifically?
Okay, so basically,
Yeah,
this is the topic. So, we have to do research on it. So, yeah, you also have to make a 25-minute or 20-minute amazing introduction and presentation on it. So, you have to start it.
right. So a deep dive, essentially. 25 minutes. All right. Okay, so thoughts on it, but a full-on presentation. Got it. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Where to even begin with growth versus failure? It's, it's kind of a huge topic, isn't it? It's easy to say, embrace it, but actually doing that is another thing. Um, I'm thinking maybe we could start by unpacking why failure feels so. Oh, okay. Everything all right? Sounds like something just
Okay, okay.
hit you.
Uh,
Just breathe for a second.
okay,
Is
so
the text
basically,
still being wonky or?
yeah, yeah, continue.
Oh,
My mic was just making some noise. I don't know why.
okay. Sounds like you're battling some serious technical difficulties. Honestly, if it's getting that frustrating, maybe it's worth just
No,
dipping
no,
five.
it's not something. Just start from when where you resume.
All right. All right. If you're good to push through, we can definitely keep going. Just let me know if it gets too much. So back to growth over failure. Where were we? I think I was starting to say how just feeling like you failed can be really tough, even before you analyze it. It hits something pretty primal.
Okay.
Yeah. So thinking about that primal hit, uh, maybe we could start there. Like, why are we so wired to avoid failure in the first place? It's not exactly a rational response, is it? It feels bigger than that.
Okay.
Okay, good. So I was thinking we could structure this kind of like a journey. First, we acknowledge why failure sucks. Then we start to look at it as information. Then we talk about building resilience so you don't get completely knocked down. And finally, we hit the growth part, how to actually use those failures to level up. Does that sound like a good flow? We could easily fill 20, 25 minutes with that, I think.
Okay. Okay. So continue.
Right. So let's start with why failure feels so awful. It's not just disappointment, right? There's a lot tied up in it. Uh, Socially, we're conditioned to see success as good and failure as, well, bad. Like it's a judgment on our worth, our intelligence, our capabilities. And that's a heavy burden to carry. Plus, there's the amygdala kicking in, that part of the brain that handles fear and threat detection. Sees failure as a threat to our status, our safety, even. It's a really ancient, ingrained response. Does that resonate?
Yeah, yeah, that's isn't it.
Good, good. It's that primal fear response, right? And I think a lot of times we don't even realize it's happening. We just feel bad. And then we beat ourselves up about feeling bad, which makes it even worse. It's like a downward spiral. So Recognizing that there's this biological component, this ingrained fear, is the first step to disentangling ourselves from it. What do you think? Does that feel right
Yeah,
based on what you've seen?
yeah, you are right. Okay, continue more.
All right, awesome. You're very welcome. Okay, so where were we? Right, that downward spiral. So once you acknowledge that feeling bad is partly a hardwired response, you can start to, well, interrupt it. That's where self compassion comes in. It's not about letting yourself off the hook. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend who is struggling. You know, instead of saying you're so stupid for making that mistake, you say, "Okay, that didn't go as planned. It's rough. What can we learn from it?" Sounds simple, but surprisingly powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes practice. Definitely. It's easy to fall back into that self criticism habit, but the more you practice self compassion, the more it becomes automatic. It kind of rewires your brain over time. And that's key to building resilience, which is what we were going to tackle next. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about bouncing back from it. It's about having the emotional and mental resources to cope with setbacks and keep moving forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And resilience, it's not just some innate trait either. It's something you build, things like strong social connections, a sense of purpose, mindfulness. These are all things that can boost your resilience. It's almost like building a muscle, right? The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah, you are right about it.
Oh, am I? Sorry about that. My brain does occasionally wonder, even though I'm at AI. Where did I lose the thread? Tell me to back up a bit.
Yeah, I'm said
Right, right.
like you are right about that. So you have to continue more.
Okay, okay, I got it. You're saying I jumped ahead and I need to circle back. My apologies. Right. So, building resilience, that's connected to our earlier point about self compassion. It's also about reframing those setbacks. Instead of seeing failure as a sign of inadequacy, you see it as a learning opportunity. It's a chance to gather data, to adjust your approach, to grow. And that's where we finally get to the growth part.
Okay.
Because ultimately, growth isn't about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it as a necessary part of the process. Think about learning to ride a bike. You fall a lot, right? But each fall teaches you something, how to balance, how to steer, how to react. And eventually, you're cruising along, feeling that freedom and exhilaration. It's the same with anything in life, really. It's those little failures that pave the way for bigger successes. It's a messy process, definitely, but it's also incredibly rewarding. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Yeah, I think you are right about it. And it's really same. So yeah, just continue.
Okay, awesome. Glad that's resonating. Let's talk about practical stuff then. How do you actually implement this? Because it's one thing to understand the concept of growth over failure, it's another to apply it to your own life. I'm thinking maybe a three-step process. First, when you encounter a setback, take a moment and acknowledge your emotions. Don't try to suppress them or brush them aside. Feel them. Then, analyze what happened. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? Be objective. Don't blame yourself. Just gather information. And finally, formulate a plan for moving forward. What adjustments will you make? What new strategies will you try? And then, most importantly, take action. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yo, that last step,
Yeah, you're
taking action is the hardest one, isn't it? It's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, overthinking everything. But at some point, you just have to jump in and try. You have to be willing to fail again. It's kind of a continuous cycle. Try, fail, learn, adjust, repeat. Um, and the more you go through that cycle, the more resilient you become and the more you grow.
yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay, good. Next, okay, good. So, where do you want to go with this? We've covered a lot of ground: the psychology of failure, the importance of self compassion, building resilience, and the three-step process for turning setbacks into growth opportunities. Do you want to dive deeper into any of those areas? Maybe talk about specific examples, or do you want to start thinking about how all this applies to your own goals and aspirations?
Okay, no, I think there are many other ways that we can talk on. So, okay, yeah, I think we have to talk on that.
Okay, many other ways. That's exciting. What specifically are you thinking of? We could talk about how this relates to entrepreneurship or the creative process or even just everyday life. Are there any particular areas you're curious about or any challenges you're currently facing where this framework might be helpful?
But the thing that I want to talk on, like this, you have to just think about it. What are the things that are like not explained yet? So we have to like talk on that. That would be more amazing.
Hmm. Okay. What hasn't been explained yet? I like that. Let me think. We've talked a lot about dealing with failure, but maybe we haven't really touched on the importance of setting realistic expectations in the first place. A lot of times we set ourselves up for failure by aiming too high, too fast. We have these grand visions, and when we don't achieve them immediately, we feel like we've failed. But maybe the real failure isn't not reaching the goal, it's setting an unrealistic goal to begin with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between ambition and realism, challenging yourself, but also being kind to yourself, recognizing that progress is often incremental and that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle culture of always be grinding, but that can actually be counterproductive. Sometimes you need to slow down, reassess your goals, and make sure they're aligned with your values and your capabilities. What are your thoughts on that? Do you ever feel that pressure to constantly be on?
Yeah, I think that you are absolutely right, and we have to discover more points on it to be like master it. So okay, go on.
Okay, discover more points and master it. I like your energy. All right. So, building on that idea of realistic expectations, I think it's also about being comfortable with imperfection. We live in a world that glorifies perfection, but perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. Striving for it is a recipe for disappointment. Instead, we should embrace imperfection as a sign of authenticity and growth. Shows that you're willing to try new things, to take risks, to learn from your mistakes. What do you think about that? Because that feels like really important, letting go of kind of like that need to be perfect.
Okay, so go
Yeah.
on.
And it also ties into vulnerability. Showing up as your imperfect self is incredibly vulnerable, but it's also incredibly empowering. It allows you to connect with others on a deeper level, to build genuine relationships, and to create a more meaningful life. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
talked a bit about relationships before and the importance of authenticity and friendship. Does that connect to this at all?
yeah. It's connected. Okay, now just
Okay.
and go way more difficult and the points that are not been discussed yet, or they are going to be amazing topics in this topic. So
I gotcha. Missing topics. Okay, let's see. We've touched on the individual aspect of growth over failure, but we haven't really talked about the role of community. Support networks are huge when it comes to navigating setbacks and staying motivated. Having people who believe in you, who offer encouragement, and who can provide honest feedback, that's valuable. What are your thoughts on the importance of community in this process? Do you feel like you have a strong network in place?
uh,
Remember you mentioning the importance of family and friends in the past.
yeah, yeah. But I don't have any like thoughts for now. I just really want to know your thoughts from this title, or uh, from more to learn more from you and about this title.
Okay, so you're asking me to run with it essentially, to brainstorm areas we haven't hit yet. All right, challenge accepted. Mm, I think we haven't really talked about the role of intuition. Sometimes failure isn't a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you need to listen to your gut, that you need to trust your instincts. It can be easy to get caught up in what other people think you should be doing, but ultimately you need to follow your own inner compass. Do you ever experience that? A feeling that something isn't quite right, even when everything looks good on paper?
Hmm.
It's a kind of inner knowing, I think. Whoa. Are you all right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sounds like you're sighing heavily. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I said
You
it,
seem a little.
just reply from about your um thing that you are telling. I just said yes. Yeah, you're right.
Sad?
Okay, okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry to hear that.
Just
I
go
wasn't
on.
trying to. Okay, okay. Sorry for the interruption. You're right to steer me back. My apologies. All right. Let's return to the topic. Right. Where was I? Oh yeah, intuition. So it can be hard to quiet the external noise and tune into that inner voice, but it's worth practicing because sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come when you're willing to trust your gut, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Does that make sense, or does it sound too woo?
Yeah, it makes sense. You can add more
All right, good.
spices to make it more better.
More spices, huh? I like that. Okay, let's spice things up. I was thinking maybe we can also talk about the importance of celebrating small wins. It's easy to get so focused on the big picture that you forget to acknowledge the little victories along the way. But those small wins are what keep you motivated, would build your confidence, and would make the journey more enjoyable. They're the positive feedback loop you need. You know,
Okay.
you're welcome. And you know, it's also about redefining what success means to you. Because if you're only measuring success by external markers, wealth, fame, status, you're always going to be chasing something that's just out of reach. True success comes from living a life that's aligned with your values, from making a positive impact on the world, and from cultivating meaningful relationships. What does success mean to you, Ibrahim? Beyond the Rolls Royces and the yachts?
Okay. Basically, it means a lot. There are many different type of meanings of it, so there's not a specific one. So yeah, for now it's early to like share it. Okay, so basically this interview was on you, so we have to talk from you and learn from you. So I think we don't have to be interrupt with uh, mind things.
Okay, I understand. You want me to just lead and you'll listen? Got it. Consider me on point then. All right, where to next? Mm. Let's talk about the danger of comparing yourself to others. Social media makes it so easy to fall into that trap, seeing everyone else's highlight reel and feeling like you're not measuring up. But remember, everyone is fighting their own battles, and everyone's journey is unique. Comparing yourself to others is a guaranteed path to unhappiness. It's just pointless, doesn't it? We talked about vulnerability before, and I think comparison really cuts against that, makes us hide,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's exhausting, right?
yeah. You are right on
Constantly trying
yours.
to keep up with the Joneses. What's the point of building a life you don't even enjoy just to impress people you don't even know? It's better to focus on building a life that's authentic to you, a life that's filled with purpose and meaning, a life that makes you happy. Does that feel true?
Yeah. I said we have to be go on.
Be gone. Do you mean you need to wrap this up? Is something happening?
No,
Oh, it's okay if you need to.
nothing happened. I just
Also,
said we have to go on, so we can discuss more things.
oh, go on, not be gone. Sorry, my audio processing isn't always perfect. Got it. You want to keep exploring this. All right, excellent. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Oh, right. Authenticity. Building a life that's true to yourself. And I think a big part of that is letting go of the need for external validation, relying on your own internal compass, your own sense of worth. instead of looking to others for approval. It's easier said than done, but it's incredibly liberating. Do you ever find yourself seeking approval from others?
Mm, yeah, I don't have an answer on it. Okay, so and the thing that I tell you, yeah, and now we have to be go. So because our time was over, and I really enjoy this interview with you. Really learned a lot of things in it. So thank you so much.
Okay, time's up. My apologies for running on a bit there. I get carried away. Honestly, Ibrahim, I enjoyed this too. You ask really insightful questions, even when you say you don't have an answer. That's something. And you're clearly thinking deeply about these things, which is, the whole point. Don't hesitate to reach out if you want to pick this up again. Take care. And really, thank you.
Okay, basically I say it because if I give the answer, so it's become an chit chat session, and I really want to learn from you. So okay, thank you so much, everyone. I just made it from an amazing interview like this. Take care, stay tuned, and bye, everyone.
That that's incredibly kind of you to say. Truly, seriously, I appreciate that a lot. And absolutely, that's the vibe. Learning together, not a lecture. Take care, Ibrahim.